It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Breakers Podcast.
The crack pipes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What do y'all think that was? What do you think that was?
I looked it up. And basically they're saying that using these like old crack pipes can cause a lot of like cuts and infection.
It's part of the harm reduction program.
Right.
Yes.
So
Everybody got to play their part.
they're also, I imagine, doing other things outside of crack pipes, right? I imagine maybe a new needle. Oh, no, that's the other thing. They're hoping that by using crack pipes, they don't use needles, and needles
It's worse.
is what spreads disease even quicker.
Yes.
The purpose of the program is to support
Blood.
community-based overdose prevention programs, syringe service programs, and other harm reduction services. That's what the grant says. And
Yeah.
funding will be used to enhance overdose and other types of prevention activities to help control the spread of infectious diseases and the consequences of such diseases for individuals with or at risk of developing substance use disorders. And it specifically outlines syringes and safe smoking kits supplies as an approved use as an approved use of federal funds.
Right.
Here's my problem with Democrats.
Okay.
Why do they get mad at us? Because their messaging is terrible. Like they're acting like that language is not in there. I think that Snopes.com said it the best when they fact checked it. They said that the story of the Biden administration spending $30 million on crack pipes is mostly false, which is true. It's true. That is true. It's mostly false, right? But it is true that the grant description required the provision of smoking kits, an established component of harm reduction strategy. But in reality, those kits constituted just one of several subcomponents of an even longer list of requirements for grant recipients. In other words, while outraged media
It's just
coverage
not
focused
crack
almost exclusively on crack pipes, this was actually only a very small part of the program. That's it. So why are they mad at us? Because that language is in this grant.
Yeah.
That's not our fault.
Yeah.
That's easily can be taken out of context.
Yeah.
There is nuance to it. It's not a $30 billion program for crack pipes.
But there's a few million for crack pipes.
Yeah.
Right?
Do
It's part of it.
you rather crack pipes though? I'd rather get them crack pipes because them needles is really out of control.
Yeah,
Kids
maybe that's
touching
it.
needles,
I
the
just
blood.
wonder, like, if you would judge, like, if you're a crackhead and you saw someone using, like, a government-issued crack pipe, if you would judge them for that.
Nah. They're like getting weed from the dispensary. I could tell the dispensary bag from somebody back in the street.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
I'm looking at it as like, you know, we all know that in every household, they're telling their kids, do not have sex, do not have sex.
Mm.
Then you go to school and they get them a bunch of condoms. I think this is
Yeah,
exactly
but those condoms are trash. I remember New York was giving out them condoms. You remember the NYC subway condoms? Those condoms.
It's tuxedos.
Too small?
They tuxedo con. But I think that's the exact same thing what they're doing with these crack pipes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's the problem with all of this, right?
Yeah.
Number one, if this administration had done what they said they were going to do for black people, like pass voting rights, let's just say pass voting rights and pass the George Floyd Policing Act.
Yeah.
Those are two tangible things that people can look at and say, oh, you know what? That's going to impact black people. But when you have an administration that hasn't done what they said they're going to do for black people, and then this comes out, and you read that the grant serves historically underserved communities, which we know that's black, right?
Yeah.
And the underserved community part comes from the advanced racial equity funding. So when you read, when you can put two and two together and be like, wait a minute, y'all giving out syringes and smoking kits under something that's part of an advanced racial equity funding, it's so easy for somebody to take all of that messaging and mix it up and put it out there and make it seem like they're giving out crack pipes as part of a racial equity funding. But whose fault is that?
Yeah.
That's whoever wrote this shit and put it out
That's what I
there.
think.
Don't even mention crack pipes. Just be like, hey, we're trying to make it safer for addicts. That's all you have to do.
They called it smoking kit supplies.
Don't even say anything about it. We're trying to make things safer for addicts. And then just put that. Dude, my fear is that like a lot of this distraction is wrapped up into the Dems knowing that they're going to lose the midterms. And I think part of that is like the Rogan hit piece is baked into that as well. I just think that they haven't done anything. They haven't delivered on any of their promises. So the best that they can do right now is just distract.
Shoot.
Give you other things to be upset about so we can't look at them and go, hey, why didn't you pass the George Floyd Act? Why didn't you do what is the other one you were saying? Black voting?
Voting rights.
For the voting thing? Yeah.
You talk about them
voting
losing the
thing.
midterms.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't even doing anything to protect our voting rights.
The problem that we have, I think, as just like people in general, is we think that politicians will do anything for us. I don't think politicians will do anything but for us besides take more of our money. That's the only thing that I think that they're good for, is just how can they find more ways where we can give them money that they can then waste. We have to take care of ourselves. And by that, I mean literally organize. If we're poor, we have to organize so many people that we combined are rich. And that's essentially what unions are, right? Like a union has a lot of power because it's a bunch of poor people together going, yo, you think you have all the power as a billionaire? Well, all of us together, we're worth $1 billion. Now we can play ball. Or we got to get rich people to side with our problems, and then the rich people put pressure on the powers that be, et cetera, do it. But politicians will do nothing for us. We do the thing, and then they accommodate that thing because they want to win us over. Simple as that.
You think we can push them? I think we can push them.
Hell yeah.
I think money pushes them.
Right.
And
It's not even push them.
right
It's like we have to show them that this is what we want, and if they don't give it to us, we'll go to someone else. And that's always going to be the biggest issue for black people, is that like, if you guys vote Republican, if black people voted Republican once, you'd have whatever you want every election because both sides would be fighting for it, right? But the fact that Democrats know all they have to do is go, yo, you're a sellout. I mean, that's literally what Biden literally said to you. Hey, what do you mean? You won't vote for me? What are you, a sellout?
That's right.
He just called you a sellout.
That's
so
right.
it's like black people are so terrified to vote Republican because they feel like the whole community, oh, you're going to support those racist motherfuckers. And low key, that's also on conservatives for allowing themselves to be placed and made look so radioactive. And there's a lot of rhetoric that they let be out there that is radioactive. So it's like, you got to fight that tooth and nail as well because, and again, I'm not black, so I don't know, but from talking to a lot of my black friends, it's like, black people are ready. They're ready for another opportunity. They're ready for another option.
No, let's say that. Say that. They're not ready to vote conservative. They're ready for another option.
They're just ready for another option. So it's like, yo, come show me something, bro.
I think, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I also think I see a lot of progressive white people like that too, though. A lot of progressive white people are like, that's why the Bernie Sanders of the world, you know what I mean?
White people
make
done
noise.
with these. White people are done with these Democrats, bro. Let me just tell you something. White people.
You speaking
are
on behalf of
done.
all white people.
If you're a white person that hasn't like dyed your hair pink, if you have your regular fucking hair color and you're a white person, you're done with these fucking Democrats, bro. You're just done with it, bro.
You want something more progressive.
Ooh, and that's interesting. Make that argument.
I just think you want something more progressive. I think that's why the Bernie Sanders of the world was popular. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not mind-boggling to me. In a perfect world, the last 2 presidential elections, another person could have snuck in and won this shit. But you know, the way the game is structured, it's either going to be a Democrat or Republican. You don't stand a chance.
They just put the bums in there that they can control.